Yeah, Shalom Israel. Before I start, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Baharaka Kadash, double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel who will and teach well, to the Akim and the Iwas and Bibles and those pushing videos in truth, sincerity, to the brothers and sisters in the truth. Now, what I want to do is quickly address some comments that was put on the comment board. This is there's two comments actually by two people, and the first one is by this person here, the Eternal Tabernacle. That's on one of the videos that one of the young brothers did. I think this lesson was sisters, don't be that strange woman to the Lord. So the comment that he left, or they left, was, I love Sirach 25:21, and in my opinion it can be applied both ways. And it says, question for you, why do you say double honors not supposed to be a respect of person? So I'll address the first part. It says, why do you say double honors? Now, I can only assume from that question that this person here isn't what we'll say is a New Testament, a believer in the New Testament. Because when you go to the scriptures, first I'll read this actually. This is Sirach 11, and this is more to do with the second part of this question, where it speaks about not supposed to be a respect of person. But it says, Sirach 11:7 says, blame not before thou examine the truth. Understand first. Yeah, this is point I want. Understand first, and then rebuke. Sometimes before you make certain comments, you need to understand the position that a certain person is coming from. But like I said, that's normally to do with the second part of this question. The first part of the question is dealing with, why do we say double honors? Now, as I mentioned before, I believe this person is more than likely, from that statement, a Old Testament believer only, not really someone that believes in the New Testament. And if they do believe in the New Testament, then obviously, in my opinion, they're not really reading, because this is just basic scriptures. This is 1 Timothy 5:17. It says, let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor. Yeah. Especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. So this is why at the start of each of our lessons, we normally say double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel who rule well. Yeah, because the scripture says, let the elders that rule well be counted what? Worthy of double honors. And so that is to address the first part of that question. So like I said, the person who asked that statement, who made that question, more than likely is an Old Testament only, or they're not really doing much reading, because that's something you should know. The scriptures teaches, those who will rule well is worthy of double honors. The second part of the question was not supposed to be a respect of person. And I think most people that use that statement, that's like a Christian mindset. And when you read Acts, because this is what Christians normally do, Acts 10:34, then Peter opened his mouth and said, of a truth, I perceive that the Most High is no respect of person. So they'll quote this scripture and say, oh, it shouldn't be a respect of person, which it shouldn't be a respect of person. But the scripture actually gives you an understanding of what that means. Like when you're giving double honors to elders and apostles that rule well, that is a form of being a respect of person. Yeah. But what does the scriptures actually mean when it says the Most High is not a respecter of person? This is Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 16. It says, and I charged your judges at that time, saying, hear the cause between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, This is what it means. Not being a respecter of person, meaning if someone's of a high stature or of a low stature, if they commit the same offense, they receive the same punishment for that offense. You know, you look at the kingdom that we're in today. You know, little old me can go up for some kind of a say fraud, say 200,000, and they'll lock me up for a certain amount of time because of that. Now you'll get someone who's of a high stature in this kingdom commit the same amount of fraud or even more, but because of their status in society, they'll either get a lesser sentence than me or get no sentence time at all. Yeah, that's being a respecter of person. Yeah, you're not meant to look at someone's status, you know, and pass judgment based upon their status in society. If you're rich or if you're poor, you commit the same offense, you should receive the same judgment. Now, is the Most High a respecter of person? No. When it comes to judgment, you know, we're meant to be, well, not we're meant to be, we are his chosen people. Yeah. But yet still, when it comes to the judgment that he passed out on us for breaking his commandment, did he say, well, you know what? Because you guys are my chosen people, you know, I'm just going to bypass the judgment that you're meant to get, you know, and not dish it out? No. This is Daniel 9, and I'll start 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. And he has confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under, is my point now, for under the whole heaven has not been done as has been done upon Jerusalem. So when it comes to the Most High judging the people that he has made, we as his people has had the worst judgment from the Most High compared to these other nations. You know, another precept, Amos 3. Amos 3 in verse 1, it says, hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. So, and even this shows you that the Most High is a respecter of person. Yeah, out of everyone that he has made, yeah, it says, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. That in itself is a respecter of persons. This is Exodus chapter 2 and verse 24. And the Most High heard their groaning, and the Most High remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And the Most High looked upon the children of Israel, and the Most High had respect unto them. So when it comes to being a respecter of person, the Most High does respect people, but not when it comes to judgment. Yeah, he is fair across board when it comes to judgment. You could be his chosen little more, he will judge you for what you've done wrong. But the fact that we're his chosen people shows that he actually has or is a respecter of person. This is Deuteronomy 26 and verse 18. It says, and the Lord has avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people, as he has promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments, and to make thee high above all nations which he has made. Yeah. So we're above the other nation which he has made in praise and in name and in honor, and that thou mayest be an holy people unto the Lord thy power, as he has spoken. This is also showing you that the Most High is a respecter of persons. And there's various scriptures, Deuteronomy 7 and 6, Deuteronomy 14 and 2, and others that show that the Most High, when it comes to people, he does show respect, he does show favor over one people to another. But what the scripture also teaches that when it comes to judgment, yeah, ye shall not respect persons, Deuteronomy 1:17, ye shall not respect persons in judgment. The Most High is not a respecter of persons when it comes to judgment. So to answer this question, not supposed to be a respecter of persons. I can only assume that this person here does not really understand that statement, what it means to be a respecter of person, because there's numerous scriptures that shows that the Most High he is a respecter of persons. Going back to what I said, the fact that we are a chosen people in itself shows a respect of persons. When you read Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 1, if we keep the commandments, it puts us above all nations of the earth. That's a respect of persons. But then verse 15 levels it out, shows that he's not a respect of persons in judgment, because if we break those commandments that he said if we keep, he'll put us above all nations. He also shows that if we don't, he'll put us at the bottom and put these other nations above us. So when it comes to the judgment of the Most High, he's not a respecter of person. The second question that was asked, which I don't know why some people ask certain questions. Maybe it's a case of nothing better to do with your time, too much time on your hand. But why do you have fish on your robes? That's like asking, why did I have oxtail for dinner? It's neither here nor there. There's nothing wrong or no law that says you can't have a fish on the robe. Sometimes some people just have too much time on their hand, which is why they leave certain comments. So that is a non-comment if you ask me, why do you have fish on your robes? Show me a law that says I can't have a fish on my robe. Or the brothers who do can't have fishes on their robes. The second one is from a sister. It says, how did Messiah walk? 1 Peter 2:21. He left an example. Let me quickly get that. How did the Messiah walk? First Peter 2. First Peter chapter 2. And verse 21 says, for even unto were you called, because the Mashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps. And how did he walk? What was his steps? He did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth. So how did he walk? He kept the commandments and he didn't lie on top of it. That's how he walked. Answering the first part of the sister's question. It says, how did your High Quran deliver the message? It says, follow the example as shown in scripture. Assuming that we're not following the examples shown in the scripture. It says the name of the creator is not God. Something missing from this. Oh, there's more. So it says, how did Messiah walk? How did your High Quran deliver the message? Follow the example as shown in scripture. So by that statement, I can only assume that she's assuming that we're not following the example. It says the name of the creator is not God, which we know God is just a title, and sometimes brothers would just use the term God, just for convenience sake, for understanding sake. But then if you look at our opening, I'll show you this. Some people, it's like they just like to leave statements just to cause strife. The name of the creator is not God. And if you check our channel, there is a lesson where we actually broke down the name of the creator. So I just want to play this quickly. As usual, we come out week in, week out, as often as the Most High makes it possible for us to come out and push this word, and try and wake up our people. But before we start, we're going to give all glory, honor, praises. So we we started off by saying, give all praises to Yahweh. That is the name of the Creator. So even in her statement, the sister is wrong. It says, the name of the Creator is not God. Correct. God is a title. Giving a mixed message is confusion. Yeah. Abba, Yahuwah, yeah, is not the author of confusion. So I'm assuming the sister is a believer in the New Testament because that's where it comes from. The Most High is not the author of confusion. For one, his name is not Yahuwah. There are no vowels in the Paleo Hebrew, which is why we say Yahweh. And as mentioned before, there's a lesson on the channel where we actually break down the name. Yeah. And seeing that you're quoting from the New Testament, this I will read from the New Testament, sis. 1 Timothy 2:12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. So that is my response, sis. Yeah, with that, I'm going to close out. I'm going to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakar Kodash, Kwana Sha'ala.